Let's go to D.C. now, as there's a developing story that we're tracking out of Washington. A bipartisan group of U.S. senators say they have agreed to a framework for limited new gun safety measures. This deal comes in the wake of recent mass shootings in Buffalo, New York, and Uvalde, Texas, and also on the 6th anniversary of one of America's worst gun massacres at an Orlando, Florida nightclub. Let's go to Magda Gabrisalasa. She's in D.C. tracking the story for us today. So Magda, as we say, a developing story here, a bipartisan deal. Take us through.
Yeah, but this is really a modest gun restrictions deal. It is more than what lawmakers have been able to do over the years, and it does come on the heels of gun violence marches that were highlighting gun violence across the country, including here in D.C. So looking at the deal, they are talking about strengthening background checks for gun buyers under the age of 21. A wait period would be part of that, and a search of juvenile records as well. There is also a grant program that will encourage states to put red flag laws in place. So this is a law that allows for guns to be taken away from someone who is deemed to be a danger to themselves or others by a judge. Now, with more on that, here is Senator Chris Coons. He was part of this group of senators working on this tentative deal.
We've got that law here in Delaware. There's 19 states in the District of Columbia that have that law. If it had been in place in the states of New York and in Texas, it's possible that that would have helped prevent these mass shootings in Buffalo and in Uvalde. There's still a lot of work to do. There's still a long way to go, but I'm really encouraged by today's announcement.
Now, other parts of this deal include funding for mental health programs and funding for school security as well. Again, this is tentative. It still needs to be put into writing. But of course, it is some movement. And now, of course, you've got 10 Republicans agreeing to this. And that is what is needed to get by the filibuster in the Senate. It has to go through the Senate, then the House, and then it has to make it to the president's desk, Michael.
And with a democratically controlled House, it's expected to go through that quite easily. It is, of course, the Senate being the linchpin. You mentioned the White House, and I'm wondering about reaction from the executive level, because, of course, Joe Biden has these past few weeks had to carry out the role of consoler-in-chief more than once.
Well, let's be honest, this deal doesn't go as far as President Biden was looking for. There's no ban on assault weapons, which is what he wanted. There's no raising the minimum age to buy rifles to 21 across the country. But the president does seem pleased by what's been done here. So in a statement, he said, obviously, it does not do everything that I think is needed, but it reflects important steps in the right direction and would be the most significant gun safety legislation to pass Congress in decades. So he wants this to move quickly through Congress. And he went on to say that each day that passes, more children are killed in this country. The sooner it comes to my desk, the sooner I can sign it, and the sooner we can use these measures to save lives. So he's obviously ready to get this going, to get this deal signed, but it's got to make its way through Congress.
Magda, really good to have you on the program today. Thank you for that. The CBC's Magda Gabrisalasa in Washington.